Chris Holman here, and we are at the Lenders Conference for the SBA at the Renaissance Center in Detroit, Michigan, and we are here with the acting director of SBA, as a matter of fact. So good to have you here. Chris Pilkerton. I got that right?
Pilkerton with a P.
Pilkerton.
Yes, sir.
So it's good to have you here. Let's talk about acting director and how you got there and what that means.
So Administrator McMahon appointed me general counsel about 2 years ago. So I've been at the SBA for a little over 2 years. On April 12th, Administrator McMahon stepped down from the position. I became the acting administrator on April 13th. And what that means for me is I'm currently the acting administrator, but I'm also general counsel. I joke around that people rarely come to the general counsel's office with good news. So that's one side of my job. But the other side of it is being acting administrator. And in doing that, I've had a chance to engage with so many small businesses, travel across the country, meet with a lot of folks that we help on a daily basis, that our resource partners are involved in on a daily basis. So it's really been a tremendous experience and something that I've truly, truly enjoyed.
Well, to get out there in the field, you know, it's like kind of somebody taking over their dad's business, and the dad puts them in the factory so they can understand what's going on. And that's a great way to do it. You're absolutely right. You also must see the necessary void that SBA lending fills.
Correct. And so you talk to a lot of different folks about the different types of programs and how they took advantage of the programs and what that means for them, their business, their family, and then ultimately the community. I'll give you an example. I was out in Nevada a week ago, and there was a gentleman there that started a pita restaurant. He came to the U.S. from Morocco with $30 in his pocket, and he wanted to start a pita restaurant. Well, he started 1 on an SBA loan, 2 on an SBA loan, and then 3 on an SBA loan. And he's gotten to the point where the concept is so successful that he's going to be able to franchise it all across America. Now the other side to that is he's become a true part of the community. There was a young boy that used to come visit his restaurant with his family, and the little boy would hold the door open for people or bring food out to people because he wanted to be kind. And he became close to this small business owner as the family did. Well, unfortunately, the little boy passed away, but they started a foundation in his name. And at the local schools, they started passing out little bracelets about when someone was being kind, sharing, doing something like that. So the kids became very competitive. So it became really well known throughout the county. Well, ultimately, they ended up naming a school after this little boy in the public school system. Wow. So it's absolutely incredible. And what this gentleman wants to do when he franchises his food concept, he wants to let the franchise owners know about this program. So if they want to adopt it in their franchises, they can. So talk about, you know, an impact on a community with a small business that now is going to go national.
You know, I think what you stumbled on is probably what you've experienced in your travels of late, and that is that small business is not a business. It's a culture.
Absolutely.
It's a way of living. And it means so much more than just the dollars.
Absolutely. I was in the Upper Peninsula in Michigan yesterday and spent some time at Calumet Electronics and really got that sense because when I was touring the facility, a lot of the folks that I had met there started there when they were young as interns and had moved up the chain in management, but these were local folks, and Michigan Tech is right there as well, and a lot of their representatives were there, and they were sort of talking about, okay, we've reached this stage, but now we need to go to the next level, and as part of the President's Pledge to American Workers, you know, they're involved in that. They're hiring people, they're looking at uses for advanced manufacturing, working closely with the university. It's all very exciting.
Well, the other place you get, because you help subsidize risk loans, basically. And we know Calumet Electronics, and at one point they were in the risk area. But also the tech transfer department up at Michigan Tech, we've worked with them a lot in the past. And the people that come out and spawn those companies, they need assistance.
So a couple of folks that were in the room yesterday during a roundtable with Calumet and Michigan Tech and some of the local economic folks were 3 students from Calumet High. All of them were on the robotics team. One of them was going to Michigan Tech next year. The 2 younger students, who were sophomore and junior, said they wanted to work in certain areas. And the older student that was going to Michigan Tech said, what do you want to do with this degree? She was the captain of the team, they won all these awards. And her approach was, I can't wait for this degree because now I can do whatever I want. In other words, she was just so excited about the training and the experience that she had. And I asked her, why did you get into robotics? And she said, it was just the neatest thing in the world, and it's something that I want to continue to do. So when you talk about apprenticeships and internships and getting younger students excited about things, that's all part of the equation.
You know, that's the other thing that is the passion that's involved in small business, because you're not really removed from operations very often.
Oh, no, no, no. When you're running a small business, you're running every single part of it.
Absolutely.
And it's important, too, because I think when you're hiring younger folks that are coming out of school, having them experience all of those jobs ultimately makes them a better manager because they know how to do all of those jobs and how difficult a lot of them are.
You know, you are going to be an important part of the transition to the new director of the SBA, who's just waiting for final confirmation. Do you get an opportunity to help with that now? I mean, do you have any interaction?
Sure, so at this point, it's really the nomination process takes place. But as I tell people, my job is to ensure that I'm a caretaker, right, between Administrator McMahon and the nominee. And I think ultimately we'll be able to ensure that the programs are in good shape, so I can hand it over to her in a way where she can hit the ground running. In the interim, Administrator McMahon was a tremendous leader, a tremendous person, and she had a number of great initiatives that we're continuing into this year. So we're excited about continuing those as well.
Great stuff. Chris Pilkerton, thanks for joining us.
Thank
we
you
appreciate
very much.
it. Acting Director of the SBA, and he's coming to you as I am from the Renaissance Center in Detroit at the SBA Language Conference. You're watching and listening this on the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. We'll be right back.